So now we will discuss about how to calculate the solar sizing. First of all, once we calculate the solar sizing, then we will see that how much of money we can get saved, or whatever the electricity bill we are getting from the electricity board on monthly basis, how much bill we can reduce by generating the solar power at our household or at our farmhouse or wherever we want. And for that, how much our own space is required to install the solar. These three things we need to understand. Let's say कि if we have a huge electricity bill. Okay, so based on our electricity bill, we will come to know that how much of solar plant size is required, and once that is fixed, then we can see how much space is required. And if we do not have that space, then we have a two option: either we acquire a new space so that we can install the required amount of solar, or whatever the space is available within that, we will install the solar, and we will recalculate that how much maximum possible money we can save with this solar generation, right? So now this is the entire calculation I will explain you in the step by step in one Excel sheet. So let's go there and just be with me. Okay, so here, so first what we are going to do is determining the solar plant size. I have already calculated the steps. I will explain what are the formulas also. It's very simple, very basic. You can also calculate with your own for your requirement, for your house, farmhouse, your offices, your apartments, wherever you want to evaluate your solar requirements. You can simply just follow these steps and you are done. So let's say कि point number one, what is the electricity bill we are getting? In few states we are getting electricity bill on every 60 days. That means every 2 months. Or in few states we are getting electricity bill on a daily, on every month. Even in industry also electricity bill comes on monthly basis. So whatever may be the scenario, we have to mention, I have mentioned here, like we are getting a bill on monthly basis and our average monthly consumption is 300 units. Typically I would say कि if you are paying 8 rupees per unit, so 2400 is a monthly electrical consumption. That is what the scenario is. Okay, you can do it for your small factory also based on this calculation. So my household consumption is 300 units per month. Okay, so now second step is convert this consumption, which is a 30 days consumption, we have to make it for a 1 day. So I have to divide this with the 300 divided by 30, so I'm getting a 10 units per day. That is what I'm consuming. Now once you complete your per day requirement, then the next step is whatever the per day unit consumption is coming in kWh, you have to divide with the 3.5. Okay, once you divide 3.5, you will get answer is 2.9. 10 divided by 3.5 is 2.9. I will be rounding this number, so it is becoming 3. So roughly I require a 3 kilowatt of solar panel. If I install 3 kilowatt of solar panel, then I will be generating around 10 units per day. So this 10 units per day I will generate and I will give back to the electricity board. So every month I will be giving a 300 units back to the electricity board. So in net my consumption will be 0, because I have consumed 300 from the electricity board and I have generated 300s from my solar plant and I have given them back. So this is how we need to calculate. This is a 3.0, it's a round number. Now one thing I will just tell you, that one thing we need to keep remember, that solar panel has a life of around 20 to 25 years. Nowadays solar size is increased. Now we can get a 450 watt solar panel also in India, and efficiency is also good. Price is also reduced, but solar panel life is around 20 to 25 years. But after the first 5 years, the solar plant starts derating. That means its capacity is reduced every year. So don't assume that if today your panel is generating a 10 units per day with a 3 kilowatt of installation on your roof, it will not generate same 10 units after 10 years. It will be generating only 8 units because solar panel has the chemical characteristics that it will little bit derate, and it will derate up to a 20% over the 20 years of life. So that is why it is very important that you have to little oversize the solar panel so that your requirements continuously meet for next 20 years. So that little estimation is required in terms of oversizing. So let's go back to our calculation. I came with the 3 kilowatt is my required capacity. I will be adding 25% of safety factor. So once I will add here this 25% of safety factor, if you see, then it becomes 3.8. Now if I again round this one, it becomes 4. So 3.8 you may not get in the market. So whatever the nearest size is available, let's say 3.5 or 4.2 or 4.0, whatever size is available, that we need to take. So 4 kilowatt is the standard size we need to install the solar panel to meet our 300 units monthly requirement. And if we see in the market, you will get different size of panels like 300 watt, 400 watt, 500 watt. Better the, higher the size of the panel, better the efficiency. So मतलब जितना बड़ा पैनल मिलता है आपको कैपेसिटी में, वही खरीदिए, वो सबसे अच्छा रहेगा. But let's say कि if we want to go with the 300 watt panels to meet let's say 0.4, just for ease of calculation, 400 watt, that is a 0.4 kilowatt. So 400 watt के we require 10 panels. We require 10 panels of 400 watt each, so that our plant capacity will be 4 kilowatt, because 10 into 0.4 is equal to 4. So now we have done that my solar plant capacity is 4 kilowatt required. Now this for 1 kilowatt could be costing 15,000, 18,000, depends what kind of solar panels we are buying and what is the efficiency and all that. So roughly see that 15,000 rupees will be the roughly cost of the solar panel. Okay. So now let's go to the sorry, not 15,000. This cost will be around 1 lakh rupee cost roughly for the solar panel for the 4 kilowatt. Okay, that's what the minimum cost. 15,000 is roughly for the half kilowatt to 0.7 kilowatt is, that's the roughly cost. But let us not go into the costing factor. Let us focus here that this is what the maximum capacity I require. Now what is our next step? Once we get the solar plant sizing, then what we have to do, we need to see that what is exactly the space is required. Because if you want to generate a 300 units for next 20 years, you need to install 4 kilowatt, and for that you need to install 10 solar panels. Okay, so now let us go to the space requirement. Here this is a space in the square feet. So there is a thumb rule that for a 1 kilowatt of solar panel we require approximately 100 square feet. 1 kilowatt of solar panel if we want to install, we require a space of 100 square feet. That can be a 10 by 10 or 25 by 4, depends on the size of the plate what we are getting, whether it is a square or rectangle. Normally solar plates come in a rectangle form, so that we need to see that how we can best fit in. But technically 100 square feet is required to generate a 1 kilowatt. So now we want to install a 4 kilowatt of power. So for that we require a 400 square feet of the space. So with that space, if you will install, you will generate a 300 units, maybe initially little more, but over the period throughout 20 years you will be generating on an average 300 units on monthly basis, which will be roughly 5 to 6 years your entire investment will be paid back, and after that next 15 years you can enjoy the life with this solar generation. So this is what the example what we have discussed, that if anybody wants to install a solar panel for their own and they have their own electricity connection, so this solar panel has to fit in to your line, and it will generate the supply, it will generate the power in a daytime, and it will feed back to the electricity board. So that's why you don't need to uh, pay for that, because whatever you are buying from them, at the same amount you are returning them, so your net metering will be hardly something, or maybe sometime negligible also, or maybe zero also. So that is how the things works, and this is called a net metering concept. You can contact your electricity supply, electricity company in your state, you can google it, and you can go for this option, and they will install everything on your terrace, and they will do all necessary formalities. They will give you a list of contractors who can come and who can fit this entire setup. Okay, and that roughly cost 1 kilowatt, approximately 45,000 per kilowatt is a cost to install this solar, in which battery is not there and battery is not required when you want to sell your electricity back to the electricity company. Now next lesson we are going to discuss is that I do not have electricity power. For example, I have a farmhouse where electricity connection is not there, and I don't want to go for electricity connection. Let's say that I just want to install my own solar plant and I want to generate electricity for my own requirement. For that case, you need to have a battery, so that even if you are not using the solar your requirement, if you are not using anything, but maybe you will be using during night also. So for that you need to store the whatever you generate, you have to store, and for that you need to have a battery, and for that very purpose you need to calculate the battery sizing also. So first of all, again, how much electricity we require, that we should know. Let's say I have a farmhouse, so I will see that in entire day I will run a 10 tube lights, 10 fans, one small submersible water pump for a half an hour, then my parking lights, all small thing we have to calculate, and based on that we will be roughly estimating that, let's say I need a 300 units per month in my small farmhouse. So for that we have already seen that 300 units require a 4 kilowatt of solar panel, and 4 kilowatt of solar panel require a 400 square feet space. That area is there because we are talking about the farmhouse, so space is not a constraint, we can even have a more space also. But as far as 300 units per month requirement is concerned, we don't want a more solar panel, we just very much okay with the 4 kilowatt of installation. So now next is that let us calculate the battery sizing. How much battery is required to store this energy inside the battery? So let's go back to our Excel sheet. I will again take you that we have calculated step 1, that 4 kilowatt is my solar plant capacity required. I will be installing 10 panels, 400 watt each, and with that I will be generating 300 units. Now next is the battery sizing. Now I am assuming, say, before going for any calculation, some assumptions is required to be made. For example, I am putting a solar panel in my farmhouse, so even during sun hours also I will be requiring some electricity, and during night also I will be requiring some electricity. So when during a day, when sun is already there, that time also I will be requiring electricity, that I will directly get it from the sunlight. I don't need to store in the battery. So during a day requirement, I will take whatever the energy is available from the sun, I will consume it in my lights, fan, whatever the load is there, and surplus energy only will be go to the battery. So you need to design a battery for only the surplus power which we are going to consume after the evening. When night happens, that time we do not have a sunlight, and for that time we need to use the battery which we in which the energy is stored, which is generated from the sun. So we need to calculate, or we need to assume only for our night requirement, and for that only we will be designing a battery. Let's say if I say I want to entirely store the energy, whatever is generated I want to store 100% into the battery, then battery sizing will be double also. So here we are assuming that morning to evening whatever we require, that we will be directly using from the sunlight, and after the sunlight the same requirement will be there, like in night also we will be requiring fan, lights, any other things that will be used from the batteries. So with that we will, let us go back to our battery calculation. Now as we seen that my daily requirement is a 10 units per day. I need a 10 units. That 10 units is roughly for 24 hours. When I say per day, that means for 24 hours I require 10 units of electricity. Now my first assumption is that how much units consumed from morning to evening. For example, at 6 o'clock sun will start giving a supply, little energy sun will give till 6 evening. Okay, in between sun will give a very high energy, then again low, like that. So there is a no time when sun gives a constant energy. That energy is continuously changing from morning to evening. And that is purely depending on the weather, cloud and intensity of the sun. But we are talking in general that in a daytime, like in a 12 hours, I will be requiring 6 units. In day only I will be requiring my 60% of energy will be consumed in a day, which is a 6 unit, and rest 4 units I will be requiring during night. Okay, maybe your requirement can be reverse also, but here we are assuming 4 units at night and 6 units in the day. So technically how much unit we need to store, okay, how much we need to store in the battery. So just to calculate that requirement, what we will do basically, this 4 units is required, we need to store in the battery, because that is what we required after evening. So we will divide this 4 into 0.8, because there is we will never exhaust our battery to a 0%. We will only use our battery up to 80% of its capacity. Okay, right, 20% always will be there in battery, otherwise battery life will be reduced drastically, and battery is a very costly. So I am dividing 4 divided by 0.8. If we see here, this 4 divided by 0.8, it will become 5. So I will be designing my battery for the 5 units requirement, which can store a 5 units in daytime, and these same 5 units I will draw during night. So out of 5 actually I require a 4 only. So 1 unit will be always in the battery. I will be only drawing 4 units. That is what my requirement. So what would be the device storage here? So whatever the units you require per day, which is a 5. So that 5 units you need to multiply by 1000. So that kWh will become a watt hour divided by 12. This 12 I am putting because I am assuming that I will be using a 12 volt battery. Okay, so this is a 12 volt battery I am assuming. So my age, whatever the answer is there, which is a 416.7, that is a ampere hour capacity. Then we will add 25% safety margin in a battery also. So once we add this, it becomes 1.25, so 520 age of battery. If I round up, it becomes 521. So roughly I require a 521 age. So you may get 500 age, because 100 age is a standard size available in market. So you will be getting a 5 modules of 100 age, and every module is rated for a 12 volt. Let's say there is a 24 volt of charge controller design, because solar is coming with the charge controller also. So if it is a 24 volt, then definitely we need to divide this with a 24. Okay, then our requirements will differ because our battery is rated for 24 volt, then we require 260, but normally battery comes in a 12 volt of design only. If we want to make 24, we have to connect into the series. So we require a 12 volt battery of 500 Ah. That means 100 Ah one module, 100 edge one module, 100 edge one module, 100 edge one module, 100 edge one module. Likewise, there is a 5 module of 100 edge of a 12 volt. That is what my requirement. So this is how you need to this is how we have calculated the battery requirement, solar capacity requirement based on our daily use, based on our day use, and based on our night use. We have estimated the best battery sizing, and once this all done, then we can go for the space requirements. So this is the entire mechanism. Whether we want to generate a solar energy for our own self, we will generate and we will consume the same solar energy, we will store in the battery, and we do not have electricity connection, then you have to design a battery also. If we have electricity connection, and if we want to generate a solar, if we have extra space, then this generated energy will be go back to the electricity company, and they will be giving you the rebate in your electricity bill because you have sold them energy. So that is called a net metering, and for which you don't need a battery. So these are the basic two things of the solar solution. One is a net metering type solar solution. Normally in the all urban areas and suburban areas where all apartments, tenements, bungalows, societies, they are using this solar solution. They don't use a battery. They simply put the solar, and as per the government directives and government scheme, government is also providing a subsidies for this initiative, and you can sell this electricity back to the government. And where the rural area where electricity is not available, or it is hardly available for a few hours, which is not serving any purpose, for that reason you can forget about electricity. You can put your own solar plant in your area, and you put a battery also, so your requirement will be fulfilled 24/7. You can consume the energy which is stored in the battery for your night purpose, and in during day also you can use the solar light to generate your electricity to run your electrical appliances and all these things. So I think that we have covered all basic things for the solarization and its basic calculation, how it is, how we have to design. All these factors we have precisely covered here, and I hope that you definitely enjoy this and you can implement this bright knowledge into your daily practice. You can design your own solar plant for your houses, and you can generate a good electricity. It will be, as I said, that roughly 5 to 6 years is your payback period. After 5 to 6 years, next 14 to 20 years, you can enjoy this solar generation. You only need to just clean the solar plates, that's it, and that is the only maintenance. So it's a very fruitful, very good business case, I would say, and one should go for the solarization if you have enough space available at your place. So if you like, kindly give me a feedback on this tutorial. Thank you.